Two balls and a strike to count on Taylor. Reyes fires, swinging a drive, deep left field. It's his way back. Welcome on, Taylor.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into DodgerHeads, presented by DodgerBlue.com. My name is Jeff Spiegel, joined today by Matt Moreno. Matt, we've got some minor league stuff going on. Dodger minor leaguers allowed to be in camp. There's some scrimmages against independent leagues, some live BP going on. So I'll just come to you quickly. As you've read the reports out of minor league camp, which reporters were allowed to be at, what has struck you and stood out to you as you've heard about some of the minor league guys?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of what we have kind of expected, considering the trajectories of various prospects in the organization. Diego Cartaya, Ryan Pepiot, Bobby Miller, kind of, opening eyes and making quite the impression. Cartaya hit a home run off Robbie Erlin the other day that landed in the parking lot just beyond one of the backfields there at Camelback Ranch. Videos up on DodgerBlue.com if you guys want to pull up that article and check it out. And with Pepiot and Miller, they're kind of just continuing their ascension and getting closer to making their MLB debut, which Andrew Friedman did say, could potentially come as soon as this season.
Yeah, Cartaya, if you read anything on what's going on in minor league camp, it's probably starting with just like Cartaya praise, like gushing out of everywhere. I know The Athletic had a piece up, MLB.com has had a piece up. He's a 20-year-old catching prospect. Most lists, he's the Dodgers' top prospect, or at least in the top 1, 2, or 3. As you said, absolute tank to left field. There was another one with like 107 mile an hour exit velocity that he threw into right, that he lasered into right field. They're talking about his catching. They're talking about his charisma. I mean, it's just, Keith Law has said this guy has future number one prospect potential, like in all of Major League Baseball. And you have heard nothing out of minor league camp to suggest otherwise. And this from a 20-year-old that is competing against guys like Erlin, who you mentioned, who is a major league vet, who has been around for a while. Some other news and notes: Michael Busch hit a home run. That's good news. He's getting more comfortable at second base, as all the reporting, which if you're looking for a bat to come up and make an impact in 2022, Michael Busch is probably the closest there. So if he can stick at second base, which, by the way, there happens to be some openings there potentially, that's some good news. Some other notes: Bobby Miller, you mentioned, touching 100 multiple times in the scrimmage. That's good news. How about this one? I mean, Justin Lorber tweeted this one out, and it caught my eye. Ryan Pepiot has adopted Blake Trinan's slider grip. So he's already got basically a changeup. He throws 95 to 97 with his fastball, adds in the Trinan slider. We got that. Yadier Alvarez is back in camp. This is a guy who, huge signing, has kind of flamed out, was at the 40-man roster, got DFA'd, didn't get picked up. Just the fact that he's around can't hurt. Jaron Kendall, former top prospect, I believe he had a home run at one point. So lots of good news there. Let me throw one other question at you, because as much as there's positive news coming out of all this, there is a little bit of negativity from my perspective, and it's this. The Dodgers, in order to protect some guys from the Rule 5 draft, have added 5 players to the 40-man roster in order to protect them. Now, these are all 5 guys: Jacob Amaya, Yorbit Vivas, Eddys Leonard, Michael Grove, and James Outman. All 5, none of them have ever played at the major league level before. These are all minor leaguers. You go down that list, I'm not even sure, other than Outman maybe, that any of them have played at AAA. And yet they can't be there, because now that they're on the 40-man roster, they are among the players locked out. That is a huge bummer, a huge mess. Yeah. I know there's not really a way around it, but the fact that they had to protect players from the 40-man roster, and then the Rule 5 draft didn't even happen, the timing of that is kind of a mess, and just a bummer for 5 guys that could absolutely use development. Because none of those guys, except for maybe Outman, are really like 2022 contributors.
Right. I don't know how if it would have even been logistically possible, but it would have been nice for maybe MLB and the union to sort of agree, like, hey, the guys who were just added to a 40-man roster but don't have major league experience yet, like, let them come to minor league camp to still, continue their training and all that. It's unfortunate. And I'll even add on, as great as it is that the Dodgers are an organization flush with minor league talent and they can kind of, compete against themselves and still get productivity, some of these guys too would be in big league camp right now. And that's an experience that they're not getting that they don't have. They would get into Cactus League games and play against some major leaguers, depending on when maybe they came into a game and who was still in the lineup type thing. So that's another downside. So it is unfortunate, and it's just another reminder that the MLB lockout is just its impact. It's not just money, right? It's not just contracts and stuff. It's it's a wide scope that is affecting
the
the sport.
tentacles are everywhere. And you typically think of major leaguers, you think of games lost, but now we're talking about minor leaguers who aren't getting the best opportunities, some guys who are getting no opportunities. And so, while on one hand it's good, there's real live baseball being played. There are videos, as Matt said, up on DodgerBlue.com of Cartaya hitting home runs. That's exciting. And yet there's the dark side to it of like, yeah, but where's Michael Grove? Where's Yorby Vivas? These guys that should be getting experience, getting some reps under the belt, aren't getting it. So that's Matt Moreno. My name's Jeff Spiegel. As always, let us know what you think below. Check out DodgerBlue.com, as we've mentioned a couple times, DodgerBlue1958 on social media. And please, please, please subscribe, ring the notification bell below. We'll see you next time.